Hey everybody, it's Pat Breen here from the Now Fizzing Facebook group. I want to start this physio out just by addressing my hiatus from making physios. Any of you who follow me on LiveJournal already know that I'm a pretty prolific author of Ray Donovan fan fiction. What you maybe don't know is that Liev Schreiber is a really litigious guy. So that's been a big part of my life these last few months. I'm happy to say I'm through it now. I'm looking forward to putting the drama behind me and starting this fizz video review. Today we're going to be looking at this LaCroix Blackberry Cucumber from the Curate line. We'll start as we always do, just with a look at the packaging. In this case, this 12-ounce aluminum can. If you're anything like me, you've probably fizzed out of one of these bad boys in the past. If so, this is maybe not quite what you're expecting, just in terms of the look of the can. Basically, the guys at LaCroix went back to the drawing board for this one in terms of the can design, and it pays dividends. You can see it's a slimmer style of can than you're maybe used to. It's sleek. It's very modern. This is definitely a can for 2018, even though I think it came out a while ago. So to point this out up here, it's got this red contrast tab on top. That's a particularly rakish detail. It kind of gives the whole thing it's a casual elegance. I love that because I am a casual guy, but I'm also pretty elegant. We'll just move on. We'll just start the review now, I guess. Take a sip here. Okay, yeah, look. You're looking at truth in advertising here, folks. In terms of the flavor, I'm getting that blackberry, also getting that cucumber. I gotta say I'm impressed. It definitely tastes curated. It's a more sophisticated flavor combination than I'm maybe used to from LaCroix. Yeah, it's subtle. It's a little moody. I'd say it's a mood setter. It's a pretty urbane flavor combination. First impressions, I've got to say this is more of your LaCroix after dark. Um, I think this would be a really good choice. Maybe if you were on a date, you're headed back to your place, you're looking to make a good impression, and also you're pretty dehydrated from the earlier part of the date, it'd be a go-to then, or even a platonic scenario. Maybe if the boys are over to watch a NASCAR match or tennis if it's on. I think as long as the relationship boundaries are, I guess, clearly enough defined that nothing is going to be sort of awkwardly implied by serving a sexier drink like this, you're probably good to go. I think I'm ready to give my final verdict on this. It's going to be a 10 on the LaCroix Curate Blackberry Cucumber out of 10. Between that modern, really beautifully designed can and that sort of upscale flavor combination, LaCroix have really crafted a fizz here with some real sex appeal, which a lot of the time water doesn't have. So, hey everybody, Pat Breen here from the Now Fizzing Facebook group. Recently got some of these Topo Chico 12-ounce glass bottles shipped to my house. They don't sell these where I live. Have never fizzed before. This is huge for me, not only as an online seltzer enthusiast, but also as an online seltzer content creator. I wanted to use it as an opportunity to push into a medium I'd never really worked in before, and that's the fizz video. So with no further ado, I'd like to get started on this Fizz video review of the Topo Chico 12-ounce glass bottle. We'll just dive right in, start with the packaging. The glass bottle is beautiful. At first glance, you probably wouldn't guess it was a beverage container. You might just think it's a beautiful object to display prominently in your foyer or just the living room if you've got a smaller place. The nutrition label says we're dealing with 15 mg's of sodium in this bad boy. That's 1% of your daily recommended sodium. What that means is you're just going to want to keep it to fewer than 100 of these bad boys a day. Maybe fewer than that if you're trying to watch the sodium in your diet. I know I drink a lot of fairly high sodium bone broths as a pre-workout snack for the homeopathic benefits, so I'd probably keep it to no more than 2 or 3 of these bad boys a day. I think I'm ready to crack it open, dive right in, take a sip and see what we're dealing with. Off the rip, I've got to say I love it. It's great in terms of the taste. It's great. The bubbles, those weren't a surprise. You know, it's a seltzer, it's a fizzy water, so you do expect the bubbles in it, but they were still great. Ready to dive right back in on a second sip here. Sip number 2, it holds up. The taste from earlier still great. The bubbles still there on the second sip, which is what you want. Really tasting that 15 mg of sodium, which is great. Already feeling pretty hydrated off these first 2 sips. I can just imagine how refreshed I'm going to feel once I get to the bottom of this Topo Chico 12-ounce glass bottle. Kind of feeling another sip here, so I'll go for that. It's another great sip, and that seals it for me. That's not a coincidence. That's a pattern. I'm ready to give my final verdict here. You're dealing with a GOAT tier fizz with the Topo Chico 12-ounce glass bottle. No questions asked. Just realized I didn't come up with like a scoring system before the review. So I will do like a 10.1, I guess. And it's going to be a 10, a perfect 10 points for the Topo Chico 12-ounce glass bottle. Some of you who have fizz before will maybe know what I'm talking about when I say that it's great, both in terms of taste and overall drinking experience.